am back with more about my life, my journey after I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And I'm going to tell you guys mainly about how I manage it, how I live my life, how I try to live my best life. And I'm going to tell you how I manage MS with food today. So if you are someone that needs to make that change, or you have those family members or doctors that are like, you need to eat healthy, you need to eat healthy, do watch this video, stay tuned, I promise you it is worth it. I have been on a roller coaster ride since I was diagnosed with MS in 2014. So then I was still in high school, so I didn't really eat that healthy. I was sporty, so I was like, oh, I don't have to eat healthy because I'm doing sports, which makes me healthy enough. Little did I know. So my diet generally consisted of junk, and more junk, and then those occasional, Sunday lunch with the healthy vegetables and all that. A lot of pre-packed foods, but I chose the healthy options, because I had to eat healthy. But, the MS wasn't giving me any stress, so I didn't really see too much of a point to eat healthy. I believed that the medication was doing its job and I could just live my life like every other young adult out there in this world. But then things started getting worse and worse and worse. Now, throughout my childhood, up until recently, being bloated and having an upset stomach and all that was a norm for me. But I kept on eating more and more unhealthy. I promise you, I think I had junk food, like fast food, at least twice a week. And I just kept on getting more and more bloated, more and more upset and sick and depressed and all this. Started gaining weight. It was just not great. So my mom, last year in 2019, decided that I should see a specialist physician, try get the balances of all the things that I need in my body to be balanced, so like vitamins and minerals and all that. And he suggested that I change my diet. I obviously did not. I mean, I'm still in varsity, it's tough to change and all that with the fast-paced life of Johannesburg. For those who live in South Africa, everything is always moving fast. There's just never time to actually sit down and make a good healthy meal and all that. And so I didn't really make that change, but I was still going to hospital a lot. I was still getting sick, I was still bloated, even though I was gymming. And then I went to another doctor who said the exact same thing, that I need to change my diet. Guys, I really did resent it with everything in my power. I did not want to change my diet at all. And in November last year, I decided it was time to change. It was time to try something new in managing MS, in living a good life, in being healthy and taking control of my health. So I decided that I'll take this doctor's advice, and I cut out gluten. I was meant to cut out dairy and sugar as well, but it's quite tough to cut out all three at once. And whenever I tried, I would always get fairly sick from the detoxing and all that. So I tried with gluten first, and it went okay, but I didn't really do well. I thought just cutting out gluten stuff would be okay, even if I ate unhealthy options. And yes, eating like slab chips or potato chips, those are actually very unhealthy still, even though they are gluten-free. So I kind of had to understand that. I was still like, why am I still getting sick and bloated and all this if I've cut out gluten? I then realized in 2020 what that meant. So after going back to the same doctor, with my mother this time, because I clearly needed a powerful woman influence to get me to do this, I decided in January that that month will be the last time that I drink alcohol, that I eat gluten, that I eat dairy, that I have sugar, mainly in the form of sugar cane, and I will actually do this change. If I feel sick, I must just suck it up, get through it, because feeling sick and then going back and then feeling sick and then going back is not one way to do it. And I did it. I felt amazing. It was literally in February when I started. I'm pretty sure I lost like 3 kilograms just in a week from the amount of bloating and all that I had, and water retention that left because I was eating healthy. And eating healthy is a very tough thing, especially nowadays, with societies and living a fast-paced life as well, with depression, with all the COVID things that are going on. But really, it was one good thing that I did in my life, and I'm just progressing in my journey with it. So just to give an idea of what I did and how it made me feel, how I do feel now, and what my next steps are. So what I did is I cut out gluten, dairy, and sugar. Yes, that was tough. It was very, very tough, but I didn't really do it to a great extent. I thought, you know, if I go out, I can have a gluten-free pizza. I know pizza has cheese on it, which is dairy, but I was like, well, I'm not having sugar or gluten, so I guess I can compromise one thing, right? But I didn't do it often, and I still did feel okay doing so. And then COVID started, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I just want junk food. I'm at home all the time. I'm getting bored. I'm stuck because of my weakened immune system. I had to stay at home for the majority of this year, and eating healthy became a bit difficult. I did do it, but I started having little cheat meals, and by that I mean like 2 pieces of chocolate here and there, or I would start to eat fast food, but I'd go for the gluten-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free options, except for gluten-free pizza. So I'd get like ocean baskets with rice and all that. And even though it wasn't healthy, it was a healthier option. And it really did treat me well. But when I started that, I felt like it was enough, and then I went back to my doctor in September, and she said that it wasn't enough and that I need to step it up a bit more. And so I decided to look up this lady. Her name is Terry Wahls, and Terry Wahls created the Wahls Protocol. She's also a person with multiple sclerosis, and she went from being in a wheelchair to being able to walk and run and all that, or cycle. That's what she likes to do, and all that, all through food and adding other components to managing MS. So I started to take that approach. It's a bit intense. I'm still starting, I'm still in the early stages, but it generally consists of eating more vegetables, limiting fruit, and then limiting everything else, or eliminating everything else that I've already eliminated. So all I have to do is increase my vegetable intake, which shouldn't be too hard, right? She says while she is currently struggling, but I'm getting there, and I will get there. And so with everything that's happened, this is the change that I've had. So I went from cutting out gluten, dairy, and sugar to now increasing my vegetable intake. And I felt like it still wasn't enough. I did an allergy test to see what foods I may be sensitive to, and my lord, did the results not say that I am sensitive to the 2 most common preservatives in food? In like all food, obviously your baked stuff and all that. And it's a preservative. So even some fruits and vegetables may have that preservative in it. So how do I cut that out to help my gut, to help my health, to manage MS and so forth? I've decided to start gardening. So I am also still in the early stages of that. I'm still doing the research. Yes, it's a lot of stuff that you need to know before you start a garden. So I'm busy doing that, preparing my garden so that I can make fresh vegetables, or plant, grow, harvest fresh vegetables and some fruits to try and eliminate preservatives that I am sensitive to. I've had to cut out eggs as well. Apparently I'm sensitive to that as well. And everything else I've already done. So it's not too difficult. It's not that much fun, but it is definitely worth it. Now, knowing all the changes that I've done, how did it make me feel physically and emotionally? Physically, I feel amazing. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I went from having high blood pressure to not needing blood pressure pills anymore because my blood pressure is now heading towards the lower side. That is amazing. I've gone from terrible fatigue to waking up, well, once my alarm rings, to waking up without snoozing, and then on top of that, taking my dogs for an 8-kilometer walk and continuing with my day. I'm back at work and still doing fine. I've managed to do all of this just by eating healthy, just by making that change of cutting out foods that cause inflammation, that irritate the MS, and really just adding more anti-inflammatory foods and all that, giving my brain the nutrients that it needs, my body the nutrients that it needs. Like really, I feel absolutely amazing. And this new step that I'm taking with Wahls has made a difference. It might be small because I'm still in the early stages, but it has definitely made a difference. But emotionally, it has been tough. I will not lie to you on that one. It is a very, very tough thing to do, emotionally and socially, because you have to now eat foods that you're not used to, that aren't really that flavorful. I mean, you can try add flavor to them, but it's just, it doesn't slap the same way as, you know, nice pre-packed food from other stores or junk food or restaurant food. It's just sometimes something's just a little bit, something small is missing from your meal. But as time goes, you learn to love it. Socially, it can be tough because, you know, if you sleep at a friend, you can't expect them to cook food for you the way that you eat food. But always trying to go for the healthy option is the best thing that you can do in those situations. And when you're at home, sticking to eating as healthy as possible to sort of like make up for when you do go out, sort of vibe. Or packing your own food if you do go out is nice ways that you can try and manage that. I'm still trying to learn how to do that, how to balance living as like my best life socially and staying healthy because of the great physical benefits that I've gotten. But really, if you ever want to make that change for food, I 100% say that you should. Don't think about it for too long, because I promise you, you won't do it. Just do it, and maybe in a month, you'll start to see the benefits. You'll start to feel well. I went through a period where I was not on any MS medications at all, and through that time, I did not relapse. Not once did I relapse, because I was eating healthy and decreasing inflammation in my body, decreasing stress to my body. And all through that's how I've managed with the MS with food. And I will definitely be showing you guys more about how my garden comes out, assuming it's gonna be great. You know, I'm putting a lot of effort. It's been a month and we have still got a long way to go. And then posting different meals and all that I do, different recipes if you ever need, because what I have to do is quite tough, and there might be someone out there that needs to do this exact same thing. So hopefully I'll make nice recipes and I will add them to this. But guys, that's really literally how I've managed the MS with food. Very simple, very short, trying to eat as many greens as possible, leafy greens that is. Trying to eat a lot of other varieties and vegetables, so different colors and all this, because they all have different compositions of your minerals and vitamins and all that. And then eliminating gluten, sugar, and dairy has definitely helped my body in terms of inflammation. It is tough. It is a long journey. And what makes it difficult is that it has to become a lifestyle. It's not like a diet. You do it and then after 3 months you've lost the weight and you can go back to normal, or just go back to a simple maintenance diet. No, this is your life. This is something you have to do for the rest of your life, to manage it for the rest of your life and keep you healthy and well. But if this is not enough information, if you are not motivated enough to make this change based on what I've told you about how I feel physically, I do recommend that you do search up Terry Wahls. And this is not just for people with MS, this is for people with any chronic illness or autoimmune disease. Do search her up. I will put links to where you can buy her book so you can read her story. And, you know, take it from someone who has been doing it for a very long time, who has made this whole protocol to help us live our best lives as well and take control of our health, you know. So guys, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys do need any help on how to make a diet change, like progress into it, whether going in full out is better than going in slowly and all that, do leave a comment. I will reply. I promise I will reply, because I want you to take control of your health just how I am taking control of my health. If you are new to my channel, subscribe, follow me on my journey, really hop on board, get some motivation and all this. Let's do this together. Let's grow together and become better people, healthier people, and happier people. Alright guys, I'll see you soon with the next video on how I manage MS with meditation or stress, decreasing stress regimens. Okay guys, have a great week. Bye.